Hey everyone, this is Aryan here. Today I'll be showing you guys some of the most common F2L cases and how exactly I solved those cases as well. So this video is mostly targeted towards the beginner / intermediate cubers audience, but I think anyone could benefit from this video. Also, before you learn these cases, make sure that you know the basic F2L properly, otherwise you'll just get confused. So without any further ado, let's begin. So starting with the very first case, this case is very common. So it looks like this. You have your corner with white facing up, and the edge for this corner is right where it needs to be, but it is flipped. So if you bring the corner over that edge, it makes a pair. So normally people take this pair out by doing R, U2, R prime and then insert it, which is not good. Instead, what you can do, which will be much faster, is this. So to memorize this algorithm, it's actually pretty simple. Starting from here, you do a U prime, and here you do a sledgehammer, which is just R prime F R F prime. If you don't know what sledgehammer is, it is a trigger, and if you don't know what triggers are, I'll leave a link to a document in which I have explained triggers and some of the most common triggers that are out there. So continuing with the case, after sledgehammer you just need to insert this pair with R, U prime, R prime. So here's the next case. In this case, the corner is in the bottom. It is in the correct position, but it is flipped and the white is facing towards us, and the edge of that corner is right over here, with the side color of that edge matching its center. So it looks like this. Is pretty easy to recognize, and you solve it by doing so it's very easy to memorize this case. All you do is start with R, U prime, R prime, and then you have this pair which you just need to insert. That's it. So here's the next case. In this case, you have the corner and the edge connected like this with white facing the top. Also, the color of the edge and the corner right over here will match. So that's how you recognize the case. And for this case, you do So this case is also very easy to memorize. You start with a U, then you insert this corner down here with R, U prime, R prime, then do U prime, and then you get this case which we learned earlier in this video. So R, U prime, R prime, and insert the pair. So here is the next case. In this case, we have again the corner and the edge connected, but here the edge is not over here, it's right here. So this was the previous case. The edge was right here, but now in this case, it comes over here, and again the colors here are matching. So for this, I use two different algorithms to solve this particular case. From this angle, I do this case is also very easy to memorize if you know this OLL. So this P-shaped OLL with the bars here. So for this OLL, the algorithm is F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. You do the same exact thing over here, F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime, and you get the pair solved. You just need to insert it like that. Another way I solve this pair is from this angle. So instead of holding it like this, you hold it from here and you do. So if you notice very carefully, it is basically the lefty version of this case. Here we did U, R, U prime, R prime, which inserted this corner here, and then it becomes this case. Over here as well, we are doing the same thing, but with our left hand. So we'll insert this corner on the bottom. So U prime, L prime, U, L, and then you'll get the same case, but again left-handed version. So L prime U L, and then you insert the pair. That's it. So here's the next case. In this case, again we have the corner and the edge connected, but here notice very carefully, unlike the previous case, the colors here are not matching. In the previous one we had the colors over here matching with each other. So here you can choose to do the two algorithms I showed you. Here the colors are not matching, so, and the white is on top in the corner. So when you get this case, you do so this case is again very easy to memorize. All you do is R, U2, R prime, and then it becomes this case, which is a 3-move insert, and that solves it. So here I have basically the opposite of the previous case. In the previous case we had the corner and the edge connected, but the colors were not matching and the edge was here. But in this case we have the edge here instead of it being here. Also, make sure that the colors are not matching, because you can easily get confused between that case and this one. So when you have the edge here and the corner here with white on top, you do so this case is again also very easy to memorize. So you start off with a sledgehammer, which is R prime F R F prime, and then you get this case, you do R U prime R prime, which makes the pair, and then you insert it. So this case can be solved in 2 more ways depending on the angle I do them. So first I'll show you from this angle where you can solve this pair in the back. It is the same case, but you do, and you hold the cube from this angle and you perform. So breaking down this whole algorithm, first you separate these two by doing R prime, U2, R, and then you get this basic F2L case which you solve in the back by doing R prime, U prime, R. And I also solve this case from this angle. So when you get this case from this angle, you can do so essentially you're doing the same thing as you did for the second way of solving this pair, but with the left hand. So the same thing you were doing here, you do it from this angle by doing L prime, U2, L to separate these two, U, and then you get this pair, L prime, U prime, L. So here's the next case. In this one we have our corner with white on the right side, and the edge is again connected to it, but it's not solved. And on the top the colors are matching. So this is how I recognize the case. The way I solve this case is by doing the way to memorize this case, you just start off by doing R, U prime, R prime, and it basically becomes this basic F2L case, which you just need to do U2 and then insert. Here is another way to solve the same pair, and the difference is we'll be solving it from this side instead of this side, and depending on where I get this case from, I switch between the algorithms. So if I get it from this angle, I'll do the one that I just showed you guys, R, U prime, R prime, and then insert. But if I get it from this side, I do so to memorize this case, you start off by doing L prime, U prime, L, U2, and after that U2 it becomes this case which I showed you guys earlier. So L prime, U, L, and that makes the pair. So here's the next case, which is pretty much the opposite of the previous one. In the last case we had the corner and the edge like this with white on the right side, but in this case we have white facing us. The edge is again connected to the corner, but it's here, and the colors on top are matching. So I have 3 different ways I solve this pair, but I will first show you the safest and probably the quickest way to solve this pair, which goes like this. So breaking it down, you first do R, U, R prime, and then again it makes this case with the U2, R, U prime, R prime, and insert the pair. So the second way of solving this pair is from this angle. So earlier I showed you guys how I would solve this pair from this angle. But if you're holding the cube in this angle, you can simply do breaking it down. You start off by doing L prime, U, L, and then it becomes this case, U2. And here I don't actually do F, U, F prime. I rotate and do R, U, R prime. But if you want to cut down rotations, you can just do this. Another way of solving this pair, which is kind of fancy, and I wouldn't recommend the beginners to do it this way, but here's what I do. So I'll just break down the algorithm real quick. So this is actually just basic keyhole. You do R prime to basically solve this corner. You do a D prime, then you insert the edge here, and you bring back the corner, which makes the edge, and you take it out. And here you just need to insert the pair. Here's the next case. In this case, you have the corner and the edge connected, and the edge is just flipped. It is not solved correctly. So normally what people do is they would do R prime U2 to break it and then insert it. Or if you have a pair in the back, you would normally do U, rotate, and then break it, insert. So instead of doing that, what you can do, which is much faster, is this. You start off by inserting this edge over here, R, U prime, R prime. Then you do a U, and then if you know this case, it's just basically R, U prime, R prime to make that pair. And then you just get this pair and you insert it. So this is again sort of the opposite of the previous case. In this case, we have the corner here and the edge here with white facing us. In the previous one, we had the corner here and the edge here with white facing the right side. So when you have this case, you do so you start off by doing U prime, then you do R to hide the corner in the back right here, which allows you to separate this edge with the U2. Then you bring the corner back, and then you have this case. F prime, U prime, F makes the pair. So here's the next case. In this case, if you notice, the corner and the edge are both in the bottom layer with the white facing towards us. So this case could be a bit complicated for the beginners to do, but I'll still provide the algorithm. So here's how it goes. So you start off by doing wide R, U prime, wide R prime, U2, wide R, U, wide R prime, and then you get a 3-move insert, R, U, R prime to finish off. Here's the next case, which is basically the opposite of the previous one. So in the previous one, we had the white facing towards us, and in this case, the white is on the right side, again with the edge right next to it. So you hold it here from here and you do. So you start off by doing wide L prime, U, wide L, U2, wide L prime, U prime, wide L, and then you get a 3-move insert, L prime, U prime, L. This is the final case of this video. In this case, you will have the corner solved in its right place. The edge is also there in its right place, but it is flipped. So whenever you have this case, you can do So breaking down the algorithm, you start off by doing a sledgehammer, which is R prime F R F prime. Then you get this case, which I've already showed in this video, earlier in this video. So you do R U prime R prime U, R U prime R prime U2, R U prime R prime. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and also got to learn something new. If you want more videos like this, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you soon.